What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I want to talk about the Mike McCarthy news out of Dallas. I know that's not technically New York Jets news, but I do think it has an impact on the New York Jets as now another team is in on the head coaching search. So in case you missed it, the Dallas Cowboys, a week after everybody else did it, they decided to move on from their head coach. So Mike McCarthy is out in Dallas. They couldn't find an agreement. Now, my take on it, if you're a real true OG and we're around for my early days on YouTube in 2019, you probably know how I feel about Mike McCarthy, but he doesn't really do it for me. He didn't then, and now 6 years later, it's still kind of the same. I don't think that would be my preference. Now, let's be real. With his history, does he rank higher than some of the candidates that are on this 15-name list? Of course, yes, but I don't view him as a great head coach or really all that great game manager. Now, a couple times in Dallas, they did have some elite offenses. I just don't see the Jets going down that road. And apparently the beat kind of said the same thing, that they don't expect the Jets to do that. They dug a little bit in 2019 and did not end up hiring him. A year later, he ends up in Dallas. I don't expect the Jets to be in on hiring Mike McCarthy. But as I said, it complicates the search in a way because now you're adding another team to the mix and it impacts the other teams around the league that are looking for head coaches. Like, does Mike McCarthy now go to Chicago or New Orleans, two teams that are expected to have interest? Does Bill Belichick end up in Dallas? Supposedly there was interest from his camp in coaching the Dallas Cowboys. Does he take that $10 million, or do the Cowboys pay that $10 million buyout to UNC, and then Bill Belichick runs back to the NFL and gets in there in Dallas? There's going to be a domino effect here from another team being added to the coaching search. Heck, maybe Deion Sanders ends up in Dallas. I don't know. Jerry Jones could get nuts. He can be out there a little bit. So part of me, in a way, is hoping that it's the Saints because I feel like it's the Jets and the Saints battling it out for Aaron Glenn. And Glenn is one of, not my top, but he is one of my top choices for the New York Jets. And this head coaching job, it feels like the Saints are interested. He was the defensive coordinator or the defensive backs coach. I believe he's the defensive backs coach there. New Orleans did a really good job. He played, though, as a New York Jet, so maybe the Jets have the leg up there. And there are other names too, like Brian Flores and Joe Brady. And for other people, they'll throw, other names out on the list, like Matt Nagy or Arthur Smith or whoever else the Jets have talked to or thought about talking to about that position. Now, only the New England Patriots have made a hire, and they officially hired Mike Vrabel over the weekend. Not surprising. That was the direction that everyone thought they were going to go, especially with the sham of the Rooney Rule interviews that they tossed out there. But it's the Jets, Bears, Jaguars, Saints, Raiders, and now add in the Dallas Cowboys, who are in the mix for head coaching candidates. And it's obviously still TBD. I think we're a long way to go. I would assume with Mike Vrabel off the board, the Jets are going to hire a general manager first before they hire a head coach. I would think GM comes maybe in the next 10 days. It's the 13th today, maybe somewhere around the next, 10 days. And then maybe a second round of interviews with the GM that's in place and then kind of take it from there. And who knows, maybe we will have a hint at who the new hire is going to be based on the GM hire. For instance, if Chris Spielman gets the job, then the radar is going to go off for Aaron Glenn. If Ryan Grigson, whom I'm not really a big fan of, but if Ryan Grigson gets the job, then the Minnesota guys in Brian Flores and Josh McCown, maybe that comes to life a little bit more. So there's clearly, it's TBD. But this move has a domino effect, and I thought it was a big enough move around the NFL that it was worthy to talk about because we haven't really got any new information on the Jets head coaching search today. Did a mock draft earlier in the day, so if you haven't already, make sure to check that out. And if any news breaks or anything comes out, you guys know where to find me. I'll be right here on the channel, but just wanted to come on and share my thoughts on Mike McCarthy now becoming available and what that means for the Jets and the rest of the NFL head coaching searches. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you next time.